Hey, boys and girls, welcome to the library. Today you're going to learn about copyright laws. So let's take a minute to imagine this. What if you spent all night working on a project? It might be from school or maybe just a personal project. You're super proud of it. Nobody could have done it any better. When you're about to present your project, your friend goes before you. What? How could it be? It's your project and he's getting all the credit for it. It doesn't feel good, does it? That's why we have copyright laws. What are copyright laws? Copyright laws are a type of protection that keep others from copying, using, performing, or displaying another person's work without the original owner's permission. So, why is it important? Because creators deserve credit for their hard work. Whenever you create something, especially if it's very important, perhaps in your careers, you will usually receive monetary rewards for it, which means that you might get paid for it. Every time someone sees a movie, every time someone downloads a song, the original creator gets paid for it. Who is protected by copyright laws? Everyone is. Photographers, authors, creators, anybody that creates anything is protected right away by copyright laws. So, what has copyrights? Music, movies, articles, books, photographs, and videos, even videos on YouTube and TikTok, photographs that you might see on Google when you search for an image that's protected by copyrights. I know it seems to be easy to want to copy and paste it onto something, but we can't do it. Movies. Movies are sometimes sold in let's say like swap meets, and they can get, if they get caught, they can get in very 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 big trouble. Even if you buy one, you can get in trouble for it. So Jesse had an emergency and did not have time to do his history research paper, but it's not a problem. She found one already done on the internet. Her teacher will never know, right? Wrong. Your teacher's gonna know, boys and girls. Teachers know you very well and can easily tell when something is not your original work. Let's say that she asks you to do a presentation on, I don't know, George Washington, right? And in your presentation, you start putting things that have very high academic vocabulary that she never reviewed with you, or you have things that she never even covered. In addition, there's also programs that can tell them what percentage of another work you took. So they copy your work, they insert it into the program, and it'll say it is 20% original, or they took 20% of this other thing, and they'll actually show them where exactly they got it from. Whenever you're in this predicament, let's say you have an emergency, like our pretend friend Jessie, it's better to tell your teacher, be honest, and most of the time they will work with you. So what? I got caught. Well, it's not a so what situation. Copyright infringement has serious consequences. There can be criminal penalties. This means that it can be in your background. Let's say that later on when you're applying to college or a job you really want, and it's going to be there that you did that. You got caught copywriting somebody else's work. It can even lead to prison time if it's a really, really big piece of work. There's also heavy fines, which are more than $100,000 easily. And when you're at the college level, there you can even face expulsion if you copy somebody else's work, and it's simply not worth it. Getting into that college you really wanted to, and then getting kicked out. And if that goes in your record, other colleges might not even accept you. But everything I want to use has copyright. Sometimes there's works that we really want to use, but I can't use it because it belongs to everybody else. Well, there's a way that we can. That's why we have the public domain, the Creative Commons, and fair use. So let's start with the public domain. So the public domain are things that belong to everyone. They're in public. That's why public means that anybody can use it. So there's four reasons why something can enter the public domain. If it has expired, which is 70 years after the owner has passed, for example, the Mickey Mouse cartoons, the super old ones, they are still going to enter the public domain because Walt Disney passed away a long time ago. If they are old, for example, the Shakespeare's work, it was created before copyright laws even existed, so they're automatically part of the public domain. If they're facts, such as formulas, theories, things that are not really considered creative. And by creative, we mean things like poems, movies, songs, things that require some thought. And of course, government things are part of the public domain. It is public information, and we can use it to share it for it usually for our own benefit. There's also another thing that we can use, which is called Creative Commons. So, Creative Commons is a website and it is a nonprofit organization that helps people find works that are not under copyright law. So, the work in this website is usually donated by the creators of the pictures or the information that whatever is in there, and people are free to use them without having to give credit for it. So I believe that this is a really, really good resource to get pictures. So you can easily, it kind of works a little bit like Google. You just kind of type in what you want to find, and anything on there is fair game. Okay, now let's say that you found an article or a picture or something that you really, really want to use because it just fits perfectly with the point you want to bring across. Well, there's something called a fair use, and there's four things that you have to ask yourself to see if it will fall under fair use. So the first one is the purpose. So the purpose has to be non-commercial, which means that you're not going to make any money. And the next one is educational purposes. So you can use it like for your research project or something like that. Okay. The second is the nature or the type of work. This means, is it just factual? Has it been previously published? And the fair use is good to use usually on non-fictions work are pretty good about fair use. The third one is that it has to be a small amount of something, a small little snippet. Let's go back to that article example. You found an awesome George Washington article. Everything it says is perfectly. You couldn't have said it any better. You know what? I'm just going to copy paste it. You cannot do that. So, whenever you find something, it's to supplement your own original work. So you can use maybe a quote from there or a couple of sentences, but you cannot use everything. And of course, you have to still cite it. If you don't cite it, it's not going to be under fair use. And in case you get caught, you're going to be out of luck. So small amounts, and you still have to cite it. Okay. And number four, it cannot be used to make money. Okay. Let's say that you have a song you really like and you like the beat of it and everything is just great. And you want to try it, but using your own original lyrics. Well, and then you decide, you know what, this sounds really good. I'm going to put it on Spotify. Well, you can't because once you put it on Spotify and people start hearing it, you're going to make money out of that. And that is not under fair use laws. Okay. So let's say that a judge is the only one that is able to see if something is fair use or not. That's why it's very important that whether if it's for educational or the type of work or any of these four characteristics, you still have to make sure that you are citing the information or else you can still get in trouble. So, how do you cite? You have to give credit to the owner of the work. Okay, so let's say you decide to use a copyright work through fair use, you still need to give credit where you got the information from. You need to make sure that you include the title, the creator, and the source. So, for example, here I found this photograph of two parents and a baby elephant, and I put the title that was on the website, says Baby Asian Elephant, and the name of the photographer and where I found the photograph, which was on National Geographic Kids. So that's how I need to cite my photographs. Think twice. It's easy, boys and girls, to do it. It seems it's harmless to couple other people's work. You might think that nobody's gonna notice, but if you land in the hands of the wrong people, they might not just give you a warning, and you might face serious consequences. And simply, it's the right thing to do. We shouldn't take credit for other people's work. It's not right. We wouldn't want to be put in that situation ourselves. So, if you're working on a project and you have questions, contact me and I'm happy to help you find the resources that are not under copyright law. Or let's say that you do want to use something with fair use, I can help you properly cite it. Please always ask. It's better to ask than later to be sorry. Okay, and I wanted to give you a quick example. So these here is the slide template that I use, the little decorations around the information that I just gave. And here at the bottom, I have to put credits. It says this presentation was created by SlidesGo, and it even tells me, please keep the slide for attribution. All right, and that's just a quick example. Thanks for listening, guys. We're gonna move on to our assignment now.